Welcome, Vilonia Eagle softball fans, to the inaugural broadcast of Vilonia Eagle softball. We are live here today on the campus of UCA at Ferris Field for your Lady Eagles versus the Bentonville Tigers from up in Northwest Arkansas. Both teams, this will be the first game of the season for both. You can see the Eagles warming up here defensively. I'm still not 100% certain if we're going to be the home team or the visiting team. I visited with Coach Sullivan just a bit before the game, and he was not exactly sure himself. So either way, we'll find out here in a moment once we get done warming up and the umpires take the field for the meeting at the plate. You should see really good softball game here today. Both teams have a lot of talent returning from successful squads last year. Eagles getting beat out in the quarterfinals of the state tournament. Bentonville, that would be the 5A state tournament. Bentonville, the 7A state champion, 2 years in a row now, I do believe. So, anyways, a couple of talented teams. I will let you know I am flying solo here today. So there'll be some moments where I have to take a break to adjust equipment, whatnot, and maybe just even let my voice rest. So if I take a break and you hear background noise or I play some music, you'll know what's going on. Also, no camera person today, so it's going to be the fixed view there. Our broadcast location here is directly behind the plate, as you can see. And I tried to set it up where we got as much of the field as possible and the scoreboard out there, although I'm not sure how clear the scoreboard actually is to you guys at home. I will put an on-screen scoreboard up here in just a little bit once we get done playing, or once we get started playing, rather, and try to keep that updated for you all as we go through the game today. Eagles, I'm going to give you their starting lineup today for this game. That is going to be as follows. As you see, both coaches come to the plate for the meeting with the umpires. But starting lineup for the Vilonia Eagles, leading off is going to be number 20, Faith Johnson, senior center fielder. Batting second is going to be number 10, Callie Erie, senior shortstop. I'll talk more about both of those young ladies later on in the broadcast, as well as the third batter, number 31, Sydney Johnson, the second baseman. All three of those young ladies going to continue their softball careers next year at the collegiate level. Number 25 is batting in the 4-hole. That's Gracie Kimbrell. She's slotted to start in right field. Coach Sullivan going with a tricky little bit of a lineup maneuver where Gracie's actually going to be in the flex position. Therefore, we can sub her in and out of the pitcher's spot at will. It's a quirky little substitution rule. I'll try to explain it more in depth later on as we go along. Fifth batter is going to be Gracie's a junior. I'm sorry about that. Fifth batter is going to be senior Talon Lawrence, number 12. She's going to be behind the plate. Batting next is going to be number 14, Marley Hinesley, another senior for this senior-laden Eagles team. She's going to start at third base today. The first baseman is going to be number 8, Carly Thompson, another senior on this Eagle squad. The designated player is going to be Brooke Crisp, Jr., number 15. She's actually going to sub into the right field position as soon as we take the field for Gracie Kimbrell in that quirky substitution or lineup rule that I talked about a moment ago. Kylie Linton, another senior for the Eagles, is going to play left field. She's number 4. And then Tori Wilbanks is going to actually be the flex player. She is number 22 in the circle rather for the Eagles, also a senior. So that's the lineup for your Eagles as we get set to begin the game here. I'm not going to have a lineup for the Bentonville Tigers. I'll try to gather that up as we go along, and I do have the roster, so I will be able to call out some of their names as we go, and hopefully write down or get a feel for what their lineup is as we go along. I do expect to see their talented junior pitcher Kaylee Cochran in the circle. I know her from some summer ball and from playing Bentonville's high school team the past few years. She is committed to play here for UCA once she finishes her high school career. So a couple of other players on Bentonville committed to play here for UCA, Jenna Wildeman, and then also Megan Crownover. So Eagles have one player committed to play, or actually signed to play for UCA now. That's Callie Erie, the senior shortstop, batting in the 2-hole. And We've got a couple of other players moving on to play some college ball. We'll talk about that just a bit more as we move forward through the broadcast. It's looking like the Eagles are going to be the home team here today. They have their gloves. They're calling it up. They're about ready to take the field for the first game of the 2018 season. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some softball. You see Will Banks come out. She's going to take her warm-up pitches. Umpire behind the plate is Ron Knight. I don't actually recognize the field umpire, and I didn't get his name before the game. So I do recognize him, but I don't know his name. I know Ron. I've known Ron for a long time. So Ron's behind the plate today. Looks like the Panthers are going to, Tigers. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull their roster up. Tigers are going to lead off number 7, Megan Crownover. That's one of the ones that I talked about just a moment ago that's committed to play her college softball career here for the UCA Bears. So getting a chance to play on her college home field tonight, or future college home field tonight, as a high school junior. Will Banks, the senior pitcher for the Eagles. She has been a starter for the past 3 seasons off and on, and has done a very, very good job for the Eagles softball team. Has quite a few good wins in her career. Glad to see her out there to get a start here the first game of the 2018 season. So everybody's set. Crownover's going to dig in, and we are ready for softball here. Will Banks takes the sign from Lawrence. Here's the pitch. It's going to be just a bit high for ball 1. Count is 1-0. Ball 2, that's going to miss just off the outside corner. A curveball there by Will Banks, breaks late and misses the corner of the plate. Count goes to 2-0 on Crownover. Will Banks throws one on the inside corner there. Line drive out to the senior center fielder, Faith Johnson. She has the catch, and that's going to be out number 1 on the fly ball off the bat of Crownover. It's going to bring up number 3 for the Tigers. That's Jenna Wildeman. She's one of the other players here playing in this game that's committed to play softball for the UCA Bears once she completes her high school career. She is a junior, most likely going to start in right field tonight. Digs in on the left side of the plate, looking to bunt. Will Banks misses wide off the outside corner of the plate and low for ball number 1. I'm going to have to adjust that scoreboard a little bit later so you guys can read it a little bit better. When it gets dark, it should show up considerably better. That ball is going to be smashed over the left fielder's head. It's going all the way to the wall. Wildeman round second. She's headed to third. Erie cuts it, throws into third. Not going to be in time. Crownover is in at third with a triple over Linton out there in left field. Hard line drive off the bat of Wildeman on the power slap. Gets it to the fence, and this is a super fast playing surface. It's all turf. I don't know if you can tell that on the screen there or not, or if you already knew that, but it is turf, so it's going to play extremely fast. Hits that are normally singles or doubles will easily be stretched down into triples. So you better be ready to play defensively. That ball misses off the outside corner for ball number 1 to Haley Cornell, number 9 for the Bentonville Tigers. That pitch is hit well. It's going deep out to center field. It's off the fence, very high fence here at Ferris Field. Erie's going to throw the relay throw into third. Hinsley unable to handle the throw from Erie. It was in plenty of time to get the out. Hinsley unable to handle it, and Cornell's going to be into third base on a triple off the wall. So score 1 for the Tigers, and They're going to put in a courtesy runner. That's going to be number 25. I'm going to get that roster back up here. It's on my iPad, so I'll have to get it unlocked. Number 25 is Nicole Hendricks, a senior for the Tigers. She's going to be the courtesy runner for Cornell, and Cornell is going to be the catcher today. So courtesy runner for the catcher. That ball is out of every other, probably every high school field in the state. UCA has a unique fence height out there. Most of you probably thought that ball was gone off of the bat, and it bounces off of the fence, which is about, I'd say, 15 foot high at least. So that's what kept the ball in the yard. Thankfully, only score one for the Tigers. And Wilbanks is going to be pitching to number 5, Mackenzie Vaughn, a freshman for the Bentonville Tigers. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 count to Vaughn. That pitch misses barely inside, brings the count to 2-0. Doesn't appear they're going to keep the scoreboard updated with balls, strikes, or runs out there, so I'm going to do my best to keep you guys up to speed here. That ball's going to miss inside as well. 3-0 count to the batter. Wilbanks is going to walk Vaughn on 4 straight pitches, all 4 of those pitches missing inside. So Coach Sullivan asking where those pitches were missing. They were all 4 inside pitches. So the batter, I didn't catch the batter's number. Looks like it's going to be number 11. That's going to be Keela Griffith. Yeah, Keela Griffith, number 11, senior left fielder for the Tigers. Runners on the corners here for Bentonville. 1 out and 1 run on the board thus far. Wilbanks pitches. That ball is going to catch the outside corner for a strike. Should bring the count to 1-1. And I would not be surprised to see the Tigers put the ball in play via the bunt here. Coach Kent Early, a big small ball guy. Not bunting on that pitch. It's going to miss down and in. Brings the count to 2-1. Good block by the senior catcher, Talon Lawrence. Keeping that runner at third and the other runner at first. 2-1 pitch from Wilbanks. Ball's going to miss up and away. Brings the count to 3-1 on Griffith.
Zach, hand me my backpack right there, please.
Comes the 3-1 pitch. It's going to miss inside for ball 4, and the bases will be loaded here with 1 out in the top of the first inning for the Tigers. Not exactly how we wanted to start, but all's not lost here. We just need to get an out. The ball's going to be in there for a strike. Good start for the batter there, or for the pitcher rather. Batter's number 12, Timber Riley, senior second baseman for the Bentonville Tigers. That ball's going to miss up and away. 1-1 count now. Curveball catches the front corner of the plate. Should bring the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball's going to be hit well out to center field, and it is going to leave the yard. Grand slam home run for Griffith. I'm sorry, not Griffith. That's Riley, Timber Riley. So the Eagles fall behind by a score of 5-0 early here in the game in the top of the first. Coach Sullivan's out for a conference at the mound. This is not a team that you want to leave anything fat over the plate. They will hit it hard, as you've seen early on with the hard line drive out to left field, the almost home run that was off the center field fence, and then the one that you just saw hit out there. So you don't want to miss over the plate if you miss here, because they will make you pay for it. So Coach Sullivan is back over to the dugout. Eagles players still having their own conference in the circle. Looks like we were waiting on maybe a softball to be returned. Must be short on softballs here today. All right, conference over. Softball back in play. And here we go with the batter, who is number 6, Morgan Nelson, junior first baseman for the Tigers. Will Banks. Fastball is hit hard on the ground out to center field. Faith Johnson has it, relays it to Erie. Erie's going to jog it in and hold the runner at second. Another big hit off of the Tiger bat for a double. One out here. It's going to be a slow roller out to the second baseman, Sydney Johnson, over to Carly Thompson for out number 2. That batter was number 10, Caitlin Harris, senior shortstop for the Tigers. It's going to bring up number 26, Kaylee Cochran. She's going to be the pitcher today for Bentonville. 2 outs, runner on third. Wilbanks is going to miss low. It squirts by the catcher, Lawrence. Runner is easily going to be in for the run, make it 6-0. Bentonville leads the Eagles. 1-0 count on the batter. Base is clear now. There's the pitch. It's going to be another slow roller out to Sydney Johnson. She has it over to Thompson at first for out number 3, and that's going to do it for the top half of the first. And I'm sure no one's breathing a bigger sigh of relief than Coach Sullivan over there. Gave up 6 runs there in the bottom of the first, the top of the first. Not exactly the way you want to start, but we have some girls who can swing the bats as well. So we'll look to put a couple of runs on the board here in the bottom half of the first inning. Going to take a quick break. And, Going to take a quick break here while they switch out and warm up. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Leading off for the Lady Eagles is going to be number 20, Faith Johnson, senior center fielder. told you I was going to talk about Faith a little bit more here later in the game. Faith is going to continue her softball career down at the University of Arkansas at Monticello next year, playing collegiate softball for the Boll Weevils. So one of the college signees for the Eagles. You see the pitch from Cochran misses down and away for ball one on Johnson. Second pitch to Johnson, swing and a miss for strike one, brings the count to 1-1. Johnson chases one off the outside corner of the plate for strike two. It's going to bring the count to 1-2. And that's going to be strike three on Faith Johnson, swinging at a pitch up just a bit. Chases the rise ball there for the strikeout. So one out for the Eagles. It's going to bring up senior shortstop number 10, Callie Erie. As I mentioned earlier, she is a signee for the UCA Bears. She'll be continuing her softball career here at UCA next year. So congratulations to her as well. Cochran looks over to the dugout for the sign. Has it. First pitch to Erie. Down and away. Ball one. That pitch is going to catch just enough of the outside corner for a strike. Evens it up at 1-1. Cochran has the sign. She's ready to deliver. Ball's going to miss up out of the top of the strike zone. 2 balls, 1 strike on Erie. A very patient hitter. Going to really try to work the pitcher. She's ready for the 2-1 pitch. Cochran is set. Here we go. The ball's going to miss well off the outside corner of the plate. 3-1. Eagles need base runners, so a walk is just as good as a hit right here, especially when you have Sydney Johnson over there on deck. 3-1 pitch to Erie. Change up. Fouled straight away over our heads. Full count. Erie swings at the pitch up in her eyes for strike three, and that is out 2. 2 strikeouts for Cochran. Going to bring up senior second baseman number 31, Sydney Johnson, another one of the Lady Eagles who has signed a letter of intent to continue her softball career next year at the collegiate level. She will be playing for Arkansas Tech University, so congratulations to her as well. First pitch change up misses up. It's going to be ball one. Johnson's going to swing at the second pitch, and she misses. Evens the count up at 1-1. Kaylee Cochran really bearing down and bringing the heat there. She can throw it pretty hard. She's gonna stay in the low 60s most of the time and run it on up into the mid 60s when she really bears down. That pitch is going to miss up and away. Brings the count to 2 balls, 1 strikes on Johnson. That ball's going to miss down low for ball 3. Brings the count to 3-1 to Sid. The ball's going to be called a strike. Brings the count to full. And it's going to be another strikeout for Cochran as Johnson swings and misses. 3 up, 3 down for the Eagles. No runs on the board. And it is a score of 6-0. Bentonville leads your Lady Eagles. Be back with you here in just a moment. And we are back. It's going to be the leadoff batter for the Tigers, Megan Crownover. Wilbanks back to the circle. First pitch is going to miss off the outside corner of the plate for ball 1. That one's going to be hit sharply out to center field. Hangs up in the night sky. Faith Johnson's under it. Has the catch for out 1 for your Lady Eagles. Ball jumped off the bat like it was hit a little more sharply than that. It's kind of hung up out there, and I think the air is getting a little bit heavy. So good job by Faith to come in and make the play, get the first out. First out's always the big out. It's going to bring up number 3, Jenna Wildeman, junior center fielder for the Tigers. She started it all off for them in the last inning with that line drive triple over Linton's head out in left field. Nothing Linton could do about it. The ball was hit very sharply. She just had to turn and go get it. Ball 2 misses up and in. That ball's going to miss inside for a 3-0 count. It's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Wildeman. She's going to be aboard with 1 out here in the top of the second. Brings up number 9, Haley Cornell, senior catcher. If you remember from the first inning, she is the one who hit the ball off of the high fence out there in center field. Here's the pitch from Wilbanks. Runner goes. Lawrence loads up and throws. It's high and late. And Wildeman is in easily with a stolen base at second. Pitch was a strike on the batter, Cornell. So 0-1 count. That one's going to miss up for even it up at 1-1. Wilbanks set to deliver here. Pitch is going to miss outside. Curveball breaks too soon. Misses the corner of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike on Cornell. That pitch is going to miss up. 3-1 count on the batter. Ball's going to be hit out off the end of the bat to Faith Johnson in center field. Throw goes through the infield, no cut. Wilbanks wisely knocks it down on the third baseline. Runners hold at the corners. Going to have the courtesy runner for the catcher again. That's number 25, Nicole Hendricks. 25, Nicole Hendricks is the courtesy runner. Batter's going to be number 5, Mackenzie Vaughn. Bond shows bunt. Runner goes. Throw down to third. Not in time. Wildeman's going to be back safe there at third. Hendricks moves over to second with the stolen base. 1 out. Runners on second and third. 1-0 count on the batter. Ball's going to be hit to shortstop. Erie's not able to handle it. Linton fields it out in left field. Comes up, throws through to the plate. And Vaughn is going to be over to second on the throw. So fielded a hit single. Takes second on the throw from the outfield. 1 out, runner still on second and third. Batter's going to be number 11, Keela Griffith. Just going to foul that one out over the first base dugout. That ball's going to be hit sharply out to left center field gap, off the wall. 2 runs are going to score, and Griffith's going to be in at second for a stand-up double. Erie has the throw, runs it in, but 2 more on the board for the Tigers. It's going to bring the score to 8-0. Coach Sullivan out for another conference, and I will take this opportunity to take the break with them. We'll be back here in just a moment. Coach Sullivan chooses to sub in the circle, so the pitcher's now going to be freshman number 2, Jordan Alexander, seeing her first high school action here on opening night against arguably one of, or not arguably, definitely one of the best lineups in the state in the Bentonville Tigers. So Alexander to pitch. First pitch is going to miss, up and away, ball 1. That one's going to miss, down and away. 2-0 on the batter, number 12, Timber Riley. Ball 3 is outside as well. So 3 pitches, 3 balls by the freshman pitcher here. Might take her a minute to adjust to it all. She's a really good kid. I had an opportunity to coach her a little bit in the fall. She's going to catch the corner with that one. Brings the count to 3 balls and a strike on the batter, Riley. That one's going to miss outside for ball 4. So Riley walks on 5 pitches. It's going to bring up number 6, Morgan Nelson, junior first baseman for the Tigers. First pitch is going to miss, down for ball 1. Good block by the catcher, Lawrence. That one's in there for a strike, evening up the count at 1-1. Good pitch by the freshman pitcher, Alexander. That ball's going to be hit sharply through the middle of the field for another base hit. 1 run's going to come around and score. Second runner's going to hold up at third base. Batter's in at second with a ground ball double. So 1 out. Another run scored brings the total to 9-0. Get that corrected on the screen here. That ball's going to miss outside, ball 1. Batter's number 10, Caitlin Harris, senior shortstop. Erie dives for the ground ball up the middle, off the end of her glove. Good hustle play, just right out of her reach. Score 2 more runs on the base hit single. It's going to bring up Kaylee Cochran, number 26. First pitch is a strike to Cochran. Good pitch by Alexander. That pitch is going to miss just off the outside corner, evens it up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Changeup floats in there for a strike. Really good pitch by Alexander. The old dying quail, as they call it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cochran. Ball's going to be bouncer to Sydney Johnson. Rushes her throw. Thompson unable to handle it. Ball's going to hit the coach's bucket over on the first baseline, so it's going to be dead. Award each of the runners an extra base on the interference. Going to have a courtesy runner for Cochran. Looks like it's going to be number 8, Amy Springer, junior utility player for the Tigers. Another run scores there, brings the count to 12-0. Tigers lead your Eagles. First pitch is a strike from Alexander. Batter is the leadoff, Megan Crownover. 0-1 count to her. Still the top of the second here. Changeup doesn't float in there this time. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Crownover. That ball is going to be hit sharply out into the left center field gap. 2 runs are going to come in, and Crownover is going to hold up at second on a stand-up double. 14-0 score now. First pitch changeup floats in there for a strike to Wildeman, batter for the Tigers. Ball's going to be a chopper fielded by Hinsley, the third baseman. Throw is not in time. Wildeman's going to be safe at first. Crownover moves over to third on the throw. So runners on the corners here. Brings up the senior catcher, number 9, Haley Cornell. First pitch misses down and in, ball 1. That one's going to be in there for a strike. 0-2 now, the count on Cornell. Check that. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner moves up on the changeup. That one's going to miss down and out. 3-1 the count on the batter. That one's going to miss just off the outside corner, ball 4. Brings up number 5, Mackenzie Vaughn. It's going to be Hendricks in to courtesy run for the catcher, Cornell. First pitch is going to be a ball to the batter. Good block by Talon Lawrence, the catcher. Keep the runner at third. Change up is going to be swung at and missed by Vaughn. Strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to her. That ball is going to be fouled out of the playing area over the first base dugout out into the parking lot. A ball and 2 strikes to Vaughn. Ball's going to be hit sharply out to right field, and it is gone. Another grand slam home run for the Tigers. So Coach Sullivan out for a conference in the circle. Looks like we're going to see another pitching change as number 25, Gracie Kimbrell, the junior, comes out to warm up in the circle. I'm going to take a quick break here. Be back with you in just a moment. And we're back here. Gracie Kimbrell, the new pitcher in the circle. Junior transfer from North Little Rock. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 on the batter. Number 11, Keela Griffith. That ball is going to be hit foul down the right field line. Oh, 2 on Griffith. And that ball's also going to be fouled out of play down the right field line over the first base dugout. Changeup's going to miss down for a ball. 1-2 on the batter now. That ball's going to be hit square out into the right center field gap. She's turning for second. Johnson has the relay throw. She's going to run it in. Another double for the Tigers. No outs still here in the top of the second inning. Kimbrell, the third pitcher for the Eagles this inning. That pitch is going to miss outside for ball 1. 1-0 to number 12, Timber Riley. That one's going to miss just a bit low. 2-0. Three balls, no strikes to Timber Riley. The ball's going to catch just enough of the outside corner to be a strike. Brings the count to 3-1. Ball 4. Runners on first and second. It's going to be a sub for the Bentonville Tigers. It's going to be number 8, Amy Springer, in to bat. First pitch is a strike. That one's going to miss outside, evens the count at 1-1. Strike 2 on the batter. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There is an out. I misspoke earlier if I said there was not any. So 1 out here in the top of the second. Changeup's going to get away from Kimbrell. It's going to miss up over the catcher's head. Ball 2. Runners move up to second and third on the wild pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out here in the top of the second. Batter's going to swing at that pitch and miss. Lawrence hangs on to it. It's going to be a strikeout for out number 2. So the flex is going to hit for the DP here. Flex is number 1, Rebecca Brandon. First pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to Rebecca Brandon. That one's going to miss down. Good block by the catcher, Talon Lawrence. Evens the count at 1 ball and a strike. That one's also going to miss down. 2 balls and a strike to Miss Brandon. That one's going to miss outside. 3 balls, 1 strike. Full count now on the called second strike. Ball's hit sharply to Sydney Johnson at second. She snags it, throws it over to Carly Thompson, and the Eagles are finally out of the top of the second inning, but not before Bentonville impacts a lot of damage. So 18-0. Eagles have their work cut out for them. Still a lot of ball game left to play, but the Eagles are going to have to put up some runs to stay in this one and not have the mercy rule invoked. Going to take a quick break. Be back with you here in just a moment. And here we go in the bottom of the second. Gracie Kimbrell, most recently there in the circle for the Eagles. She's going to start it off here, batting in the 4-hole. Gracie, a junior, transferred to Vilonia this school year from North Little Rock. Swings at a first pitch changeup and misses for strike 1. You like the aggressiveness. Let's just calm down and see it and make good solid contact. It's a good swing there on the curveball. Narrowly misses. 0-2. We'll have to protect the plate here. Ball's going to miss down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kimball's going to catch a little piece of that one. Catcher hangs on to it. It's going to be out number 1 for the Eagles. Brings up number 12, senior catcher Talon Lawrence. Another one of the Lady Eagles softball players that are signed to play collegiate softball. She'll be playing for Arkansas State University next season after she completes her high school career. So congratulations to her as well. She's going to swing at the first pitch. Strike 1. Lawrence able to check her swing there. Pitch misses up and away for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lawrence catches a piece of that one. It's off the catcher's mitt. Straight back. Brings the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Lawrence, like most of the, all of the Eagle batters tonight, fighting from behind in the count. Cochran, a very disciplined pitcher. Throws a lot of strikes, throws the ball hard. Talon fouls that one off straight back over the press box here. Good job hanging on. Still a ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Lawrence is going to pop that one up. Second baseman is underneath it. She has the catch for out number 2. Brings up another one of the Lady Eagle seniors. It's going to be number 14, senior third baseman Marley Hinesley. Marley, a former pitcher for the Eagles. Unable to continue pitching due to a health concern. Moves over to play third base and bat for us now in her senior season. Missed her entire junior season. Glad to be back out here playing softball again. First pitch is going to be a called strike on the outside corner of the plate. No balls and a strike. The pitch is going to miss down low. Evens the count up at 1-1. You can come through. One ball and 2 strikes on Hinesley. That pitch is going to miss outside. 2-2 the count now. Hinesley's going to go down swinging. Good cut on the third strike pitch for out number 3, and the Eagles go down in order again. So it's going to be 2 1-2-3 innings for the Eagles, and they're going to trail by a score of 18-0 here going into the top of the 3rd. Going to take a short break and be back with you guys here in just a moment. And we're ready to go here in the top of the third inning. Leading off for the Bentonville Tigers is going to be number 26, pitcher Kaylee Cochran. Gracie Kimbrell still in the circle for the Lady Eagles. Third pitcher that we've seen here tonight for the Eagles. First pitch is going to be a strike over the outside half of the plate. Pitch 2 on the way. It's going to miss just outside. Evens the count up at 1-1. That pitch is going to miss out in the other batter's box there. 2 balls and a strike to Cochran. Cochran ducks their back foot out of the way of that pitch as it misses down and in. 3 balls and a strike. Going to be a hopper just over the head of first baseman Carly Thompson. Crisp is in from right field. Makes the throw to first, not in time to get Cochran there. She's going to be safe at first. Nothing Thompson could do there. That ball bouncing off of this artificial surface about 8 feet in the air, and she can only reach about 6.5 or so. So, base hit for Cochran. Coach Early out to discuss some lineup changes with home plate umpire Ron Knight. It's going to definitely be a courtesy runner. Don't know if it's a substitution or not, but just a courtesy runner. Number 2, Ashlyn Taylor, is the runner now for the pitcher, Kaylee Cochran. Foul ball off the bat of Megan Crownover. Hits her in the box. 0-1 is the count to her. Swing and a miss there on the curveball. 0-2 count now on Crownover. Ball's going to miss outside. Brings the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch is going to be fouled out of play over the first base dugout. Count remains 1-2. Momentary lapse in play there for softball retrieval out of the parking lot, and we're set to play again. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Megan Crownover. Kimbrell set to deliver. Here's the pitch. It's going to miss up out of the top of the zone. Evens the count up at 2-2. That one's going to be fouled out of play into the parking lot again. Count remains 2-2 to Crownover. Curveball's going to get away from Lawrence. Ball 3 on the batter. Full count now. Runner moves up from first to second on the wild pitch. Kimbrell looking to save the out here. That pitch is going to miss. I'm not sure. I'm assuming he's going to say it was high. Ball 4 on the batter. Runners at first and second now. It's going to bring up number 4, Kia Sanders, a freshman for the Tigers. Sanders digs into the box. Kimbrell throws a strike over the outside corner of the plate. Starts it off 0-1 on the batter. Pitch is going to miss up out of the top of the strike zone. Evens it up at a ball and a strike to the Tiger batter. Tipped ball there. Lawrence hangs on to it. 1 ball and 2 strikes now on Miss Sanders. That pitch is going to get away from Lawrence again. Throw down to third. And looks like she was out. Umpire says no. Good throw by Lawrence on the wild pitch there from Kimbrell. Gathered it up quickly, made a sharp throw down to third. Runner didn't even slide. Called safe nonetheless. Strike 3 on the batter as she swings and misses. Going to be out number 1 of the inning. Runners on second and third. Batter's going to be number 14. That's Emily Farrell, sophomore first baseman for the Tigers. Substitution is down on the umpire's card. And Farrell is ready to receive the pitch from Kimbrell. Screwball's in there for a strike. Good pitch by Gracie. That ball's going to be outside, off the outside corner. Evens the count up 1-1. Lawrence unable to hang on to that one. Scored a passed ball, but no runners move. Good pitch by Kimbrell there. Freezes the batter. Brings the count to a ball and 2 strikes on her. Pitch is going to just barely miss. It had to be low, if anything. It definitely caught a part of the plate. Had to miss down. Evens the count up at 2-2. That pitch is going to miss off the outside corner. Lawrence unable to hang on to that one. If you're scoring it at home, score that one a passed ball. Definitely catchable. No runners moving on it, so no harm. Full count now on the batter, Farrell. Sharply hit to the second baseman. Johnson unable to handle it off the turf. Coach Early holds the second runner up at third, so only 1 run across on the hit by Emily Farrell. Brings up senior catcher, number 9, Haley Cornell. First pitch from Kimbrell in there for a strike. Kimbrell starting off with a lot of first pitch strikes. You like to see that out of your pitchers. Don't want them to battle from behind in the count. That ball's going to be hit sharply to Erie at shortstop. She's also unable to handle that. Throw comes in a bit low. Squirts through to the first baseman, Thompson, who cuts it off. This playing surface plays very much differently than the natural dirt that we're used to playing on all the time. Both those balls hit very sharply at both Johnson and Erie. 2 seniors playing the middle infield there, both of them very capable of handling their position, fielding their position. Just if you don't play on this surface every day, it's tough to just come out here on a night and field balls that are hit that hard on short hops. So no discredit to either one of those young ladies at all. As you can tell, Coach Sullivan probably not very happy with the game thus far. Can't say that you blame him. Not how you wanted to start your season out. But Bentonville came out swinging, no doubt about it. Correct the score there. It's 20-0. Batter's going to be number 11, Keela Griffith. Ball's going to be a chopper to Hinsley. She fields it over to first for the out. Good play by the senior third baseman. 2 outs now in the top of the third. Batter's going to be number 22, Kinsey Derryberry, freshman for the Tigers. Plate umpire has it down on his scorecard, and we're ready to play softball again. Kimbrell set to deliver. Good pitch. Swing and a miss by the batter Derryberry, strike 1. Foul ball off the bat of Derryberry for strike 2. 0-2 is the count. 2 outs here. Top of the third inning. It's going to be a foul ball off the bat of Derryberry. Count's going to be a ball and 2 strikes on her. Called third strike on the batter. Good pitch by Kimbrell. Curveball on the outside corner of the plate. That will be the end of the top half for the Tigers of Bentonville. Take a quick break and be back with you guys in just a moment when the Lady Eagles come back up to bat. Leading off the bottom of the third for your Lady Eagles is going to be senior first baseman number 8, Carly Thompson. Kaylee Cochran remains the pitcher for the Tigers. Thompson's going to foul first pitch straight back. No balls and a strike to her. Pitch 2 is going to be fouled straight back, so Thompson on it here a little bit to start off the third inning for the Lady Eagles. You'd like to see a base runner here. Eagles have not had a base runner yet in the ball game. Another foul ball straight back. So as they say, the timing is good, just barely missing up and down. Thompson's going to take a ball down and away. Brings the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Thompson fouls the pitch back again. Hanging tough. You'd like to see a little fight out of the senior Thompson. He's going to hit it right back at the pitcher. Cochran fields it over to the first baseman Vaughn, and that's going to be out number 1 for the Eagles in the bottom of the third. It's going to bring up junior right fielder number 15, Brooke Crisp. Ball's going to miss down and away. 1-0 the count to Crisp. Swing and a miss, evens the count up at a ball and a strike. Strike 2 on Crisp as she swings and misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Fouled back off of the catcher's glove. Crisp lives to see another pitch. Swing and a miss. Catcher drops the ball. She's going to have to double clutch, and Crisp is going to be on first base. Score it a strikeout. Error on the catcher, and a stolen first base for Brooke Crisp. So Eagles have their first runner aboard with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Brings up senior left fielder number 4, Kylie Linton. First pitch is going to be called a strike. Everybody seems to be as confused as I am about the call. Maybe he thought she went at the pitch. 0-1 on Linton. That one's going to miss outside, evens it up 1-1. Linton, the speedy slapper. If she gets it down, she has a chance to make it to first. Fouls that one straight back at us. Brings the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Linton's going to go down swinging. 4 out 2 here in the bottom of the third. It's going to bring up senior center fielder number 20, Faith Johnson. Johnson was the leadoff batter in the game, so the Eagles have gotten around with the base runner on Brooke Crisp on the stolen first base on a drop third strike. Looking to get a little something going. I'd like to put a run up here on the board. Johnson going to take the first pitch. Crisp takes off on a delay steal. She's thrown out at second, and that is going to be the ball game by mercy rule. Final is going to be 20-0. Bentonville Tigers take down your Lady Eagles here in the opening game of the 2018 season. Not exactly how anyone wanted to start it off, but, you know, lessons to be learned here and things to improve upon most definitely for the Lady Eagles. Now, that's going to do it here from Ferris Field on the campus of UCA. I'm going to wrap it up here and sign off. Again, Eagles go down to the Bentonville Tigers by a score of 20-0.